Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll have a look at this Realme X7 Max. And guys, this won't be a regular unboxing video because I got this unit a little bit late after a day of launch, so everybody had actually put their own unboxing and stuff. So I thought no point putting a regular unboxing video. So I'll show you what comes inside the box and everything. Now we know the pricing of the smartphone. This starts at 27,000. So I thought why not do a different kind of a video and compare it also with the Mi 11X, because the pricing is very close to each other. So we'll do that. But first, let me actually show you what comes inside the box. So this is the box, actually pretty big box. Realme likes to give very big boxes. I don't know why these days. And here it highlights some of the specs. This is actually the first smartphone in India that comes with the Dimensity 1200 SoC. And this is actually the flagship chipset from MediaTek. It's actually based on 6 nanometer process. It's octa-core processor. I won't get too much into Dimensity 1200. I had already made a dedicated video on the Dimensity 1200, so check that out. So it's a flagship processor from, MediaTek. And again, this is also having a Super AMOLED screen, as you can see, always on. And it's having that 120 Hertz. And it has a fast charger that is in the box. It's a 50 watt charger. And it has the Sony camera. That's a 64 megapixel camera. That's a Sony sensor that we have. And regarding 5G bands, it has 7 bands of 5G. So quickly, let's open this up. You know the pricing. It's available on Flipkart. I'll leave the links if you want. 27,000 is the 8GB RAM variant that comes with 128GB of storage. There is also one more variant that comes with 12GB of RAM with 256GB. That's for 30,000. So here we have this, and this will have the case and the paperwork and all these things, SIM ejector tool and all these things. I had taken it out. So you get this case with this one. It's a transparent case. This is in this dark color, so we'll keep that to the side. And this is the charger, guys. This is that 50 and it can charge this device at 50 watts. And you also get the USB cable to accompany the same. It's a Type A to Type C cable that you have. So that's what we get in the box. So I'll just keep that to the side. Let me give you a physical overview. So here is the smartphone. Let me zoom in a little bit. And as you can see, it's slightly on the compact size. It's having a 6.43 inch screen. It's a full HD and AMOLED screen that we are getting on this one. And on the top, we also have a secondary noise cancellation microphone. And here we have the power on off button. You have that accent, yellow accent. We have speakers. And again, this one also has stereo speakers, guys. That Type-C port for fast charging, main microphone. Fortunately, we are getting a 3.5mm headphone jack, which Realme used to skip on some of the phones. So here we have the volume rocker, and this is your SIM tray that we are getting. So it's a dual nano SIM that we are getting, guys. No micro SD card slot. And back, if you look at it, it's a triple camera setup that we are having. The main camera is that 64 megapixel Sony IMX682. Then we have an 8 megapixel that's ultra wide, and the 2 megapixel macro rubbish. And back is actually that plastic, but they have this two-tone finish on this one, guys. This is a fingerprint magnet. This one resists fingerprints. They should have just gone with the same finish, in my frank opinion. Front facing camera is supposed to be a 16 megapixel, and as you can see, that's a punch hole version. And this comes with the Realme UI, guys. I didn't install a lot of apps. In fact, I just installed Antutu because I want to check the raw performance, because this claims to be the flagship SoC from MediaTek. Let's see, under the hood, again, you have the quick toggles over here. One thing to note is that this smartphone does have NFC support. So that's nice. And if you go over here, again, display, you have that always on, and all those options are there. And here, if you go to more, actually, guys, here you can set the display screen refresh rate by default auto, or you can force it to 120 Hertz. And as you can see, by default mode also, it actually does a good job, but you can force it to 120, as you can see. And I like that if you go to the left, you get the Google pane on this. So this one is having the new Realme UI. If I go to about the phone, you will know that. And as you can see, it's having the Realme UI version 2, which comes with Android 11 out of the box. And so that's what it is. But now let's do one thing. Let's actually do a practical comparison between this Mi 11X and this one. So here we have it, and I've divided into various parameters. So let's go over that 11 parameters to be precise, so that you get a better idea which is a better smartphone for your needs. And the first, if we look at it, is the raw performance. So to gauge this, I had run Antutu on this. So let me actually show you Antutu scores. And here I was surprised, guys. And as you can see, this one did take quite a bit. This is the Mi 11X with the Snapdragon 870. It did even take a little bit of time to load. And here, as you can see, we are getting a significantly higher score of 7,13,000 on this Realme X7 Max, whereas it's 6,76,000. And I think so this is due to the processor efficiency. The Dimensity 1200 is based on 6 nanometer process, and actually it has one core that's a very powerful core. So I think so that's the reason that we are getting. So definitely in raw performance, I would say this one is slightly better, so I have to give it to Realme. In terms of UI, again, both are very fluid, guys. I did not see lagginess or jankiness in either one of them. Both are having actually that 120 hertz refresh rate. So if we talk about the screen size, I'm actually neutral, guys. But if you notice, there is a difference in terms of screen sizes. This one is having a slightly compact screen, that's a 6.43 inch, whereas on the Mi 11X, it's a bigger screen. As you can see, it's a 6.67 inch. So it comes down to personal preference, but I'm liking the slightly compact nature of this one. At 6.43 inch, I feel it's a little bit more compact in your hand, whereas the Mi 11X is slightly wider. But again, it all comes down to your personal preference. So I would say in this area, it's neutral. I wouldn't say one is better than the other. Both are having that 120 hertz refresh rate. But one thing I noticed is that this Realme is slightly brighter in outdoor conditions compared to the Mi 11X. That is something I have noticed. So yeah, there is that small difference, but overall I would say in terms of screen, AMOLED screen, I'm pretty neutral with both of them. Next thing is regarding the weight. Here obviously this Realme goes ahead because slightly smaller phone, and also the back is plastic, so this is lighter to hold. In fact, this is 178 grams, whereas the Mi 11X is slightly bigger, and also it has this glass back which is sort of a fingerprint magnet. So this is slightly on the heavier side at 196 grams. And next thing if we look at is in terms of user interface. There I see a difference. Both are having custom UI, guys. It's not but they try to go closer to stock. The Mi 11X is running on MIUI 12. The latest update I applied, that is the MIUI 12.5, still on Android 11. Whereas this is Realme UI 2, version 2, which is running on Android 11 again. And I would say slightly I'm preferring the Realme UI compared to the Mi 11X, because I'd used this for almost 2 weeks, and I feel there are a lot more bugs that I encountered on this one compared to this one. So I would say in terms of user interface, I'm giving a slight edge to the Realme UI compared to the MIUI 12 that we get with the 11X. And also in terms of RAM management, I definitely felt that the RAM management was slightly better on the Realme compared to the Mi 11X. So here I would give a slight edge to the Realme. The next thing is regarding the calls. And guys, if you've watched my review of the Mi 11X, I was never happy with the proximity sensor issue on this one. This has improved slightly after the MIUI 12.5 update that I recently got. As you can see, I had applied it, this one 12.5, and this has improved the proximity sensor slightly, but I encountered that issue on the Mi 11X. In that case, I would say definitely this Realme was a lot better. So in that area, definitely I would say the Realme goes ahead. The next thing is regarding the fingerprint sensor. Here, guys, I am neutral. Both are AMOLED screens, but the Realme decided to go with this in-display fingerprint scanner, and as you can see, it's very, very fast. So no issues. Whereas though the Mi 11X has a AMOLED screen, they decided to go with this side-mounted fingerprint scanner, and this is also very fast. So no issues. So I feel this comes down to personal preference. You prefer in-display fingerprint scanner or a side-mounted one. But in terms of performance, both are actually performing very well. So I'm sort of neutral in this area. Next, if we look at some of the additional features that we found on these two smartphones, and in fact, both of them have something extra. For example, the Mi 11X has the IR blaster, so you have the remote app, so you can control IR devices like television, etc. The Realme does not have that, but the Realme actually has NFC support. So it all comes down to your personal preference. Do you want NFC or do you want the IR blaster? The next thing is, again, in terms of stereo speakers, both are good. So I won't say one is better than the other. Both are having stereo speakers, guys. The next thing is regarding the battery. I would say capacities, both are very close to each other. This is having a 4500 milliamp hour battery, whereas this one is having a 4520 milliamp hour battery. So in terms of capacity, both are very close to each other. But in terms of the battery life I was getting in real world usage, don't get me wrong, guys, both of them will easily last for a typical day to almost 1.5 days of usage, I would say. But in terms of, if I'm just comparing both of them, this Realme lasted me better in terms of battery life compared to the Mi 11X, and I feel that all comes down to the Dimensity 1200 SoC. It's based on 6 nanometer process, and I think so it's a very power efficient processor. So in terms of battery life, I would say I would give the vote slight edge, I would say, to the Realme. And also in terms of charging speeds, here again I would say the Realme wins because it charges slightly faster because of the 50-watt charger that is supplied, whereas in the Mi 11X it's a 33-watt fast charger. Next thing is regarding the camera. Here I see quite a bit of a difference, guys. The Mi 11X main camera is that 48 megapixel. Again, both of them have 8 megapixel ultra wide, whereas the main camera on the Realme is that 64 megapixel Sony IMX682. And guys, so that you could judge, I took a lot of camera samples here, as you can see, side by side, so that you can easily judge which is a better camera in terms of the rear camera performance. And here I felt that the Realme consistently was outperforming the Mi 11X, especially in terms of rear facing camera. So in terms of camera performance, specifically the rear facing camera, I would definitely give the edge to the Realme X7 Max. Next thing is, if we talk about the front facing camera, here it reverses, guys. Both of them have that punch hole kind of a camera. The Mi 11X has a 20 megapixel front facing camera, whereas it's a 16 megapixel front facing camera on the Realme. And again, as you can see, the sample shots side by side. And I don't know why the Realme was doing that extra skin smoothing even in the default mode. I think so this is a software bug. So definitely in terms of camera performance with the front facing camera, I prefer the Mi 11X. I got an update from the Realme team that there is an OT update that is going to soon come out on the Realme, and they say that camera improvements will be there, but I don't know, they didn't mention that when we'll get that OT update, so I just didn't want to wait for it even longer for posting this video. So hopefully they can fix that extra skin smoothing issue that we have with the front facing camera on the Realme. But as of now, I would say the front facing camera, definitely the Mi 11X goes ahead. The next thing is regarding the 5G band, and both these smartphones claim to be 5G smartphones, like every smartphone these days. So what are the 5G bands that are supported is very, very important. And here definitely I would say the Realme wins, because this one actually has 7 bands of 5G. Here are the bands, guys, that are supported on this smartphone, whereas on the Mi 11X only 2 bands of 5G are supported. So if you want to future-proof your phone, and if one of your highest priority is 5G support, then definitely the Realme with its 7 bands of 5G is more future-proof compared to the Mi 11X. So in this area, definitely Realme goes ahead. And lastly, if we talk about the pricing also, guys, now Let's talk about the 8 GB RAM variant for both. That both come with 128 gigabytes of internal storage. And here again, I would say the Realme goes ahead because you can get the Realme on Flipkart. I was checking for 27,000. You also have some extra offers if you have Access Flipkart credit card or something. I won't include it, but the base price is 27,000. Whereas for the Mi 11X 8 GB RAM variant, the base price is 32,000. But if you have a HDFC card, you can get a discount of 2,500. So it comes out to about 29,500. But still, I would say if you just look at the price to performance ratio, still the Realme goes ahead. So guys, this was the practical comparison between these two smartphones. So what do you guys think about this Realme X7? Do let me know in the comment section below. But anyways guys, that's it for now for this video, and if you guys are still not subscribed to this YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care guys.